Alright, good morning. Today we're going to be looking at a rebuild of the ship I posted yesterday, the Gateway. I've made some changes to it, as you can see. Basically, I've stretched it out a little bit and massively increased its hab space internally and changed the paint scheme. I think it looks a lot better. And I'll get down to the shipbuilder, show you some of the changes I made, and take it into combat and see how it performs. Alright, we're down here in the shipbuilder. As you can see, I've gave it a nice gray monocolor. Before I had it white and black. I think it kind of made it, I don't know, a little hard to see individual parts and everything. So I kind of like the single color better. This is a Class B ship, but I'm using Class A engines, the White Dwarf 3015 engines, to give it the max speed of 180. And yeah, I thought it came out pretty good looking. So let me show you how much hab space it's got now. The original ship that I built had 8 what do you call them? Habs. It had room for 8 2x1 habs. This one has, some of them are 3x1, so I don't really know how to quantify that, but you can see how much space there's available inside the ship now, which is pretty significant. So it just snaps in. So I've made a few changes. Usually I use a battle stations to get the battle station has 6 crew members, and then the bridge would provide 2 to give you 8 max crew members. I went a little different this time. I did a 2 from the bridge, 4 from the Nova Galactic Control Station here. I have a computer core up under this bridge, which gives you an extra 1 crew member, and the engineering bay gives you 1 crew member, so that's 8 total. That way, instead of using the bridge, I changed it over to the living quarters. So I thought it came out pretty nice. Anyways, let me take this thing apart. I'll show you how it goes together, and then we'll take it for a spin, see how it performs. Alright, I got the ship taken apart. As usual, we're going to start with the landing gears. This one, we're going to be using 3 of the NG20 landing gears, and the 2 rear are going to be in the wide configuration. And this one up in the front is going to be in the 4 configuration. And the ship bed 200 landing bay is going to be facing rear. If you didn't know, these can go both ways. We're going to have it facing aft. And it's going to go right in between the 2 wide landing NG20 landing gears. For the base of the ship, it's going to be a Nova Galactic cargo hull, 3x3. It's going to snap on just like that. On top, we're going to use a Nova Galactic mess hall, 3x2, just like that. An engineering bay, 3x1 from Nova Galactic, there. And then we have 4 of these White Dwarf 3015 engines. We're going to connect 2 of them. One there. The second one will go there. The Helios 400 grav drive will go right here. The grav drive is a Class A grav drive, and I always encourage people, regardless of what class ship you're using, if it's Class A or Class B or C, always try to get the lightest grav drive. That will still give you the light years or the range, the jump range that you need. Even if it's a lower class, it doesn't matter. Just go for the lightest one you can find. So even though this is a Class B ship, this is a Class A reactor or a Class A grav drive, and it gives me plenty of jump range that I need. So if I'd gone with the Class B drive, it would have doubled the weight, and I would have had to take that weight somewhere, out of the ship and other places. So on top of the mess hall, we're going to put a Nova Galactic living quarters 2x2. The Nova Galactic 2x1 living quarters right there. And then where's my reactor? I'm using the 104DS mag inertial reactor. It can go right there. On either sides of the reactor, we're going to use 2 of these Nova braking engines. Right on top of the reactor, we're going to be using a Nova Galactic computer core 2x1. And right on top of that, a Nova Galactic control station 2x1. That leaves a little slot here for our bridge, And for the bridge, we're using a Magellan C1 cockpit from Nova Galactic. And these two little sides here, and these little cavities, we're going to be using two of these Nova cowlings, 1L. If I can grab it, stick it right there, and one on the other side. Now we're going to start hooking up our Nova cowling 2Ls. These are the trim pieces I'm using on the sides. Yeah, right there. And then another Nova cowling 2L on this side. The third one here. The fourth one will go there. And then the 5 and 6 are facing backwards to kind of give it a sleek aerodynamic appearance. On the sides here, I'm using Nova cowling 1Ls. And these have 3 different configurations, variants. You can have the middle, rear, and forward. So I'm just using the forward and the rear just to cover up the sides of these habs. And then we'll do the same thing for the other side. Now we can hook up our number 3, and number 4 engines. And then in this slot right here, we're going to put a Deimos tail A. And then because it kind of sticks up a little bit, we want to taper it off. We're going to use a Deimos spine A4, just like that. Give it a nice aesthetic. On the sides, we're using 2 of these DeGamma 1000 cargo holds. And on the other side, it's a DeGamma 1000 right there, and then a 1010 DeGamma cargo hold right there. This little section right behind, we're using one Titan 550 HE tank and a second Titan 450 HE tank. That gives me enough fuel to jump from one of the subtle systems to the other. Our shield generator, I usually use the Bulwark shield generator, but I'm changing things up a little bit this time. This is the 28T Defender shield generator. This is actually the most powerful B-class generator that you can get, and it's 1500 shield. So the most powerful, even the Class C most powerful shield generator would only give you 1600. So this is nearly as powerful as that. I don't remember the name of it, but I think it's the Assurance 1800. But yeah, it's pretty good shield generator. Although I don't like it that it sticks out the side, because I generally like to keep the ship symmetric on both sides. But whatever, I'm going to have to deal with that. Under the computer core, we're going to put our third NG20 landing gear in the 4 configuration. And then slim docker hiding out here. If you didn't know, dockers can be up or down, or the slim ones can be facing up or down. I'm going to have it facing down. We're going to put it right there behind the reactor. And then on the top, I used a equipment plate, and I'm just going to set it right there in front of the tail. I could put it up here, but I don't like the way that looks. It just seems cheesy. So I'm going to set it right there. Plus I had the 1 ton to play with, so it didn't matter. And then I thought about putting the porthole there. I don't know. But I went with the Hope Tech Nose B4 just to cap off the end of the hab. It doesn't matter either way. Let me know in the comments which you think is better, the cap or the porthole. But this is the ship. For the weapons, I'm using 6 of the Vanguard Obliterator auto projectors. They're Class A weapons, but they're some of the best weapons in the game because you can have 6 of them. They're only 2 power. And they do a shit ton of damage because they fire so fast. The PBO 175 auto helium beams are probably the best B-class weapons you can get. And they do, 141. You can have 4 of them total. And then these Exterminator 95 mega electron volt or you can only have 3 of them because they're 4 power. The only thing I don't like about these is that you can only have them in this one color, which is red and white. So it kind of stands out a little bit, but whatever. There's nothing I can do about that. I don't want to like sacrifice firepower just because I don't like the color of the guns. It's just I'm not going there. Not with this build. Now usually when I make these ships, I'm going for cargo. Like the idea is to see how much cargo space I can cram into a ship. But with this one, obviously I didn't go that route. I've got trim pieces, tails, I got raking thrusters, caps. So yeah, I was trying to make the ship aesthetically pleasing, and I really do like the way this looks. I'm kind of happy that I kept tinkering with this. I did get the comm spike on here and the conduction grid as well. I forgot to do that on my last build. Alright, let me take you outside. And we'll take a look at the Gateway Mark II. I did notice something funny when I was doing these builds. If you look at these guns, it says particle eradicator 75 mega electron volts. Even though these are the 95 mega electron volt variants. I guess Bethesda just didn't upgrade the paint scheme from the 75 to the 95. They just used the same asset or whatever to put in the game. So, because I first saw that, I was like, I thought I put the wrong guns on there. So I went back and I looked, and I was like, no, they're the right ones. This is the shield poking out the side that bugs me, but whatever, it's just the way it's going to have to be. We'll go inside. So deck 1 is the cargo deck. I was surprised that it has a bathroom. But this is the largest tab in the game. It's a 3x3, I think. So it's got a lot of space down here, which I like. This is where you'd come up if you were docked in a space station. So ladder, deck 2 will take you up into the mess hall. There's I don't know why this bathroom has a mess hall, and the other ones I put in here don't. But here's the kitchen, this is the stove, little refrigerator, little pantry area. And then if we come over here to the side, we got the engineering bay. So if you don't understand how it works, you know, the way Bethesda came up with this is the crew, you know, it doesn't matter how much hab space you have in here, the crew has to have an actual, like, quote job to do in order to be counted as crew. So you can't just put all living spaces in here and then have 8 crew members. It doesn't work like that. So if the crews don't have like a job to perform, then they don't count as crew members. You can't, you know, the crew member, your ship would be stuck at 2 or whatever that your cockpit provides. So you get 1 crew member because he could work here in the engineering bay, and then you get 1 that would work here in the computer core. So that's 2. You get 2 for the bridge. That's 4. And then there's 4 from the get out of the way, Cora.
History of time. If you find any addition, any at all,
this is the living quarters. The deck 3 is all living quarters.
I don't know about you, but a fella could do a lot worse in Constellation.
And then over here is the second 2x1 living quarters.
Hey,
So we got 2 bathrooms on this deck, which is kind of cool. I like the idea of having a bathroom on every floor. But anyways, like I was saying, you have 4 crew members total. So right now we have the 1 from the computer core, 1 from the engineering bay, 4 from the control hab here, which is 6, and then 2 from the bridge. That gives us 8. So you got your cargo hold, your little captain's locker. We'll take off, we'll get into orbit, take a look at it from outside, and then I'll take it into combat. I mean, this thing is super fast. I I was really surprised how fast I can just run and gun the stuff down. In my last video, you saw I found that legendary pirate ship, Ladoga or whatever it's called, and I thought it was going to be a fight, and I just absolutely just shredded that thing with no problem whatsoever.
We're in orbit. What next?
Oops. Did not mean to do that. Okay, everything's balanced out. If we look at our stats here, shield at 2700. I've got an Omari on board. This is the B class ship. Even if it was a class C with the most powerful shields, the shields would only go up to 2880. So it's hardly even a difference. I have the most powerful reactor for B class, which ironically is only one engine power less than the most powerful C class engine. Crew is 8, 30 light year jump range, and I've had the best weapons you can get for a B class ship. I think. I don't know, don't quote me on that, but I think they're the best. But like I said, this is a different style than I usually make, because I usually use those Cabot C3 bridges, and or C4 bridges, whichever one I use. But this is a wholly different aesthetic, and I'm happy with the way it came out. The Mark II Gateway. So let's go over to Serpentis. Take a look at some Varun Zealots.
Oh, I never get tired of that.
So you can see the ship cruises without burner at 280, which is really good. Oops.
Target's grab drive is down. So sorry, folks. Target's grab drive is offline. Nice.
Target's grab drive is down.
Got a little confused there. But this thing accelerates hard and fast, which is good. Wow, 4,000 credits off that guy. There's a spot over here. I don't know, man. I think this might be one of my favorite designs so far. The only thing that's lacking is cargo space. And if cargo is something you gotta have, then the Queen Bee, my Class B ship that I'll link at the end of this video, is the way to go. Or if you need the if you need like a lot of cargo, then get the Class B Kekibara Mark III or the large Marge variant that I made. Get you at 8,000 to 9,000 cargo. I need to sell all the stuff in my cargo hold. Starborn, awesome. No, I can't shoot that far. It's just one. These Starborn have a way of, I don't know if they freeze time or whatever they're doing, but so basically you can't move for like 5 seconds and then they'll just shoot the shit out of you, and it's like, this is so stupid. But that usually only happens when there's like 3 or 4 of them. Every planet over here has a asteroid belt around the planet for some reason. Now I do have isolation skill. I don't have any crew members with me, or not crew members. Anybody following me. Crew members don't matter. So if you don't have any companions or anybody following you, and you have the isolation skill, your weapons do 40% more damage even in space. So that's pretty cool. Alright, let me fly over here real quick and get some glamour shots from the outside. Let's see if I can get away from these rocks. So I'm over 1100 when I'm boosting, which is pretty damn good. But get faced into the sun here, and then we'll take a look at it from photo mode. And my computer always thinks it's going to die when I do this for some reason. It's a good thing I spent all this money on this high-end computer. So this is the ship. Like I said, I'm very happy with the way this came out. But if you guys have any questions, comments, or complaints, I don't want to hear about your complaints. Don't tell me that. Just tell me it's a great ship. That's all I want to hear. Alright, well, I hope you enjoyed this ship build, and I guess I'll chat with you all later. Thanks.